Welcome to the journey home. My name is Catherine and I live in Nova Scotia, Canada. The following is a oracle reading for you, cards that I pulled that I will read fully from and without advertisement. Please subscribe, hit the like, and enjoy your reading. This card chosen for you is from the Faeries Oracle by Brian Freud. Card 54, Epona'S Wild Daughter. Inner shadows, nightmare, depression, madness, and growth. In the bleakest part of the night, Dorcha comes, wearing her crown of fairy stars. She kneels on the ancient owl bearer of the hidden wisdom of the night, and facing into the past with a clear, unflinching gaze, she holds us. We are held immobile, inwardly focused by her comforting yet implacable, light-filled hands. She asks riddles that often seem impossible to answer at first, and yet she will not let us go until we find the solutions within ourselves. She is one of the great teachers of fairy, but her method of teaching makes Socrates' questions look like child's play. We must expect this of Dorcha, because her lessons are about the shadow side of ourselves, the things we fear, our insecurities, self-doubts, and denials. She is a practitioner of tough love and therapy. Dorcha is the wild daughter of Epona, lady of the horse and the moon, and she takes us through the dark, hidden side of ourselves and into healing and fulfillment from the temporary madness of rage, premenstrual tension, or great stress to the deeper and longer psychosis. She drives us on the journey through our internal hells. When we complete the journey, we are transfigured and transformed, transcending our old selves. We can never be frightened by that darkness again, whether our own or that of others. But until that journey is fully complete, we exist in a state of vulnerability, which is where most of us are most of the time. Notice, please, that it is she, and not her more gentle sister, Laced, who wears the crown of stars, a mark of service, compassion, and great wisdom. Dorcha's element is moonlight, the fifth element, which tempers and tests the spirit. Through her teaching, our inner conflicts and struggles become, as they are resolved, our greatest strengths. The message here is that Epona'S wild daughter Dorcha is the Sphinx, whose riddles must be answered lest we otherwise be destroyed by our own internal conflicts. Dorcha reminds us that we cannot go forward until we have faced something buried within us that is holding us back. Her presence in a reading tells us that finding and working through this is a task of some urgency. We can expect help in this from other people, from the fairies, and from our dreams, but we must be open to these difficult questions and answers and be ready to face things about ourselves that are not as we would wish them to be. She urges us to heal the unresolved issues about who we really are and what we truly want to be. This is part of the required course in Self-Transformation 101 that we are all enrolled in here on planet Earth. The answers to her riddles often come in a sudden burst of enlightenment, like the solution to a Zen koan. We may watch a leaf fall to watch a glimpse of the tiny sliver of the new moon in the sky and suddenly be hit by the answer. Before that happens, we usually work along and hard upon the question, searching and digging for an answer. The realization that when we already really have it will be transformative. We will no longer be the people that we once were. You don't like this interpretation? Well, I've been telling you all along that we, you and I, and everyone else, will all receive varying messages from the fairies in the cards. Yours may well differ from mine. Ask Dorcha what message she has for you, and don't be surprised if her answer is another question or riddle. She and I both wish you well in solving it with all of our hearts. As a warning, this meaning is much the same as above, but it may take longer and the resolution of the issue may be buried more deeply. At this point, the wise person prays for guidance and actively seeks it. I know. That's why we're reading the cards. Yet, the presence of Epona'S wild daughter implies that the answers we truly need are to be found deeply within ourselves. What do our nightmares tell us? Before I read the second card for you, just a reminder to please hit the like and help me beat those algorithms. For every like that you give me is potentially 1,000 suggestions and recommendations on YouTube. Thank you and God bless. Enjoy the rest of the reading. The card chosen for you is from the Fairy Forest, an oracle of the wild green world by Lucy Cavendish. Number 24, the solitary. Dedication, self-love, focus. Within you go. When the solitary visits, you are about to go within, to withdraw and retreat from the world for a time. This can be a response to an event from the outside, a trauma, sadness, or betrayal. And the withdrawing inwards, which appears to be depression, is actually a way of respecting the soul's shadow, investigating it, understanding it, and mastering it. This card indicates a time when you will go it alone, walk your own path, choosing to carve a way forward that you can be sure remains true to the deep self. There will be a time of learning, away from the mainstream, and there may be times when you feel isolated and somewhat worried about how your new path will be perceived. It can also indicate that in a past life, you have suffered for your gifts and spirituality. You may have experienced a past life as a healer, seer, witch, wizard, or medicine man, in which a new order decreed your power to be invalid and dark. This fear still pursues you when you connect with the power of your gift, resulting in fears surrounding intuition and your natural talents. By going within, we learn more about our soul. It is not a part of the journey that we necessarily look forward to, but it is a time of great development on the spiritual path, and it is imperative to growth. Before we can shine our light in the world, we must ignite our inner spark. This going inward is actually the sacred task of tending your own sacred flame and learning from it before turning to matters of the world again. This card can sometimes indicate that a person has undergone a literal near-death experience. If you're still here, thanks for listening to this oracle reading. And please join us Wednesdays and Sunday nights live. If you would like some free cards pulled for you, I would love to pull them for you. Check the website out too. There are all kinds of perks for members over there. God bless and talk to you again soon. Bye-bye for now.